Okay, so I will have to repeat my introduction. Today it's August 19, 2023. Welcome, couples, to your pre-marriage orientation and pre-marriage counseling as required by the local government code and our family code in preparation to granting you the marriage license needed for you to get married in the Philippines. So practically our laws are patterned after the laws of the United States. If you are familiar with our history, I'm sure you can easily grasp or understand the requirements in the Philippines when a foreigner is also getting married to a Filipina. Okay, so what is this chat? Okay, uh, can anybody hear me loud and clear? All of you, loud
Yes.
and clear.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Loud and clear.
All right,
Yep.
thank you for confirming. At least I'm confident now that I have someone talking with. Okay. So the second part, the pre-marriage counseling, which is the exact mandate of the state or the expectations of the state to both of you. The second part. Then the third part will be the rights and obligations spouses, which is actually the laws on marriage. What law will practically cover you during your marriage life, during your married life. Okay, so let me start with the part one, which is the orientation. I will have to change slides. Hold on, because it contains the slide, which is the marriage law itself. Yeah. Okay. Let's start from the beginning. These are very basic, so if no one has told you this is your chance to ask questions about the technical requirements of our marriage law. Okay. Number one, they say that in Article 1, they say that marriage is a special contract. When we say special contract, there is an ordinary contract. It's a contract of permanent union between a man and a woman entered into in accordance with law for the establishment of conjugal and family life. It is the foundation of the family and an inviolable social institution whose nature, consequences, and incidents are governed by law and not subject to stipulations. Now, I have to describe to you the ordinary contract, which is governed by the civil law, which some of you may have studied the law, and I'm sure you will agree with me that the civil code or the code that governs ordinary contract, it's like the meeting of the minds. You can dictate your terms to another person to which you will enter into an agreement, like the repair of a house, the sale of a property, like the services. Can I ask all of you to please mute your audio for a while? You will have your chance to talk later on. So I will not hear any background noise that makes me that distracts me. Okay, thank you, thank you. So, oh, there's another one. Mike,
Yeah.
can I put you on mute for a while? Okay, thank you, Mike. So here you go, telling us that the marriage is a special contract because there is an ordinary contract. The ordinary contract, you can dictate your terms, your conditions to the other party. The same thing with the other party, he can also dictate his terms. So you will have your meeting of the minds at the end of the discussion, and you will just reduce it in writing, which we call the ordinary contract, which is also called the civil contract. Now, in marriage, it is already governed by law. It is not subject to our stipulations. We cannot insert our terms and conditions anymore in marriage. So this definition of marriage is also dictated to us by our colonizers, no? And we found this to be very, very relevant, or rather, I would say, aligned to the true definition of marriage, because the world is telling us that when the relationship does not work, if your country has a divorce law, you can easily change wife or spouse easily. But that is not the exact definition of marriage. In marriage, you cannot put your own terms anymore. So when you go into marriage, when you enter marriage contract, you cannot bring your culture here in this institution. You cannot bring your past, your what kind of character that your parents raised you. When you enter marriage, you will definitely adjust to what the marriage law expects from you, from what the state expects from you. Okay? You can only dictate your property agreement, except that marriage settlements may fix the property relations during the marriage within the limits provided by this code. What is that property relationship? If you have an asset, if you have an asset and you want to bring that to the institution, to the marriage, then it's yours to decide. If the other party has inherited a lot of properties also, hold on, my voice is breaking. If the other party has a lot of uh, inherited properties also, and he wants to bring that to the institution, he wants to bring that into your marriage, then it will be up to both of you. That is automatically considered by the state to be a part of your conjugal union. Okay, where in the marriage contract, there is a provision there in the marriage contract form. I will show it to you in the next slides. In the marriage contract form, there is a box to be ticked if you have entered into a prenuptial agreement or not. Otherwise, everything that you own before the marriage will be considered as his property as well, or her property as well. Okay, so we will go into that form. I will show that to you. So that's the only part of the marriage that is being considered here in the Philippines, where you can dictate your terms. Do you want to bring that assets into the marriage or not? So that's the part where the state gives you the chance to think it over. Okay, so we have no law yet that tells us or that allows the marriage between opposite or between same sex. So the law must be changed first if people are clamoring for same-sex marriage. Until now, there is only a law that says male and female only. So in our Supreme Court, it stated already that in a marriage there are three parties, which is the man, the woman, and the state. And considering that the state provides for the duties, privileges, and restrictions which are deemed written into every marriage contract. So if you will notice, the marriage contract itself does not provide the rights and obligations of both of you. We will discuss that in the part 3 because it is not written in the marriage contract form. It is like just a biodata. It is just like a resume that contains your details like your full name, surname, or date of birth, place of birth, etc. No, that's very complicated. This country has it's the only country that has a marriage contract form that is very complicated. That you even have to state your religion. Okay. So unlike ordinary contracts, which may be terminated or rescinded by the parties upon mutual agreement, the marital bonds can only be severed by death. Okay. In ordinary contracts that we mentioned a while ago, you can terminate that upon the party's consent. But in marriage, it can only be severed by death or upon a court declaration of nullity or annulment. Okay. The requisites, these are just very technical. So you just have to remember this, the legal capacity of both of you and the consent really given in the presence of the solemnizing officer. That's why online marriage is not allowed here yet because the physical presence of the parties are required during the ceremony. Next is article number 3. You have to look for the authority of the solemnizing officer if it's still valid because there's a 3-year period for every minister conducting a marriage rites here in the Philippines. And second, your marriage license. And this seminar is the seminar that is required by your city hall for you to be granted a marriage license. Number 3, a marriage ceremony should take place in the presence of the wedding minister. And the verbal declaration that you will take as husband and wife in the presence of not less than 2 witnesses. So the requirement is 2 adult witnesses who understand what is going on. Okay? Witnesses who understand what is going on, who will tell the state and the public later, yes, they made their vows. Yes, I heard them made their vows to each other. Okay? So that's the reason why 2 witnesses. That's only the minimum. So you can add as many as you can, as you want. So who can get married? This is very basic. I will just skip this part. We are all adults to understand this. Okay. The rule on marriage ceremony says Article 6 in our family code, no prescribed form or religious rite for the solemnization of the marriage is required. So whatever kind of vows or traditions or culture that you want to include in your ceremony, the state does not care. Okay? The law does not care about that. Article 6. But personal appearance of the parties is really required and in the presence of the solemnizing officer with 2 witnesses, as I've said. And the persons who can solemnize marriages, Article 7, it says any member of the judiciary, judge or justice of the Supreme Court, of the Court of Appeals, of the Court of Tax Appeals, the Sandigan Bayan, RTC, and MTC. Okay? But they do not solemnize marriages outside their courts. So the marriage rights is only being held inside the court. And that is to be raffled. Okay? You cannot choose your judge unless he's a personal friend, unless you are allowed to engage him directly. Okay? So there is a process that you need to take when you want a court wedding. Any priest, the second one is any priest, rabbi, imam, or minister of any church or religious sect. And the church must be registered with the government and provided that at least one of you believes or one of you belongs to that church or you have the same religious belief. There's a lot of division among these churches. So as long as you are aligned to the faith of the minister, then that is valid under the law. Any ship captain or airplane, that's the third person who can solemnize your marriage. Any military commander, any consul general, and city mayors. Okay? So we will not dwell on that. These are very basic. Now, the territorial jurisdiction of the solemnizing officer should be stated in the license, no? In the case of the judges, they can only solemnize within the jurisdiction of their courts. In the case of the wedding ministers, as far as how far his church authorized him to solemnize marriage. Now, some of them have a license that states valid within or any part of the Philippines. Sample of a territorial authority, you can see the license of the minister with a notation. The last sentence says the territorial jurisdiction for the purpose of solemnizing marriage covers the entire Philippines. So in some cases, you can only see it covers the entire Luzon, covers the entire Mindanao only, covers the entire uh, Visayas, that's all. Now, the rule on marriage venue is this. The marriage shall be solemnized publicly. Remember the word publicly. In the chambers of the judge or in open court, in the church, in the chapel of temple, in the office of the consul general or vice consul, as the case may be, and not elsewhere, except in cases of marriages contracted at the point of death or in remote places. Over both of the parties requested the minister in writing. So there's a format of the letter that you need to sign requesting the minister to do your marriage rites outside the church. So there's a document that needs to be uh, signed by both of you and approved by the minister if you are doing it outside. Okay. If our office is taking charge of your marriage rights, these documents are also being taken care of by our office. So you will just sign on the day of the event. So this is the sample of the letter request. It should be notarized. So we are taking care of that for those couples book on us to solemnize their marriage. And in the venue, the venue should testify also in writing like this that the marriage rites was held in their venue on on that day, on that time, signed by the venue manager or somebody who taking charge of the event of the venue. The rule were to register the marriage. Article 23 of the Family Code. It shall be the duty of the solemnizing officer to furnish the marriage or register the marriage to the local civil register of the place where the marriage was solemnized. So this is the difference between the marriage license and the marriage certificate. The marriage license is to be secured from the local place of residence of either parties. If both Filipinos, any city hall from both parties or from either parties. If there's a foreigner, of course, you will get it from the city where your Filipina fiance lives, no? If she lives in Parañaque, you will secure it in Parañaque City Hall, and so on. The marriage certificate will be registered, should be registered within 15 days in the city where your marriage rights was held. Okay? So don't forget that. It should be registered in the place where your marriage rights was solemnized within 15 days. Calendar days. That's a calendar days. No weekends. Now, this is the marriage license form that you have to fill out with your signatures below. Then the City Hall will ask you to fill that out in 4 copies. And they will issue you on the 10th day. On the 10th day, you will get this marriage license form. Okay? This is the sample from Quezon City Hall. And other cities may also issue a different format, but it's still called marriage license. Next one is the rule on marriage license. I explained this already. We skip this. And it shall be valid any part of the Philippines for a period of 120 days. Okay? 120 days. Kunin mo na. Yeah. Then, what else? Requirements for marriage license. I think you know this already. The City Hall already told you that you have to undergo this counseling, this seminar, and this is what we're doing now. Rule on foreigners. There are embassies that are still open to issue you a certificate of legal capacity. Now, in UK embassy and US embassy, they don't issue this anymore since the onset of pandemic. So what they do now in their latest memorandum is to ask you to approach a notary public or a law firm who can who can make a statement for you that you are single back home. Okay, it's it's a statement signed by you that you are single. So it has to be notarized locally because when you made a false statement there, you will be, of course, liable criminally for not telling the truth. Okay, you know that already. So if your embassy is still issuing that, like the Chinese embassy, like the India embassy, and all the rest, like Canadian embassy, they still issue the certificate of legal capacity to marry. It's a one document statement. They will ask you to raise your hand and tell us that you are single back home because there's still no technology available for them to really verify straight to where you are residing, your marriage or status record there. There is no link yet being invented to verify that. So you will be asked to really uh, swear on that matter. Now, setting the rule on preparing the marriage certificate, which obligation falls to the wedding ministers. It's the wedding minister's obligation to prepare your marriage certificate. So that in case where a prenuptial agreement has been executed by the parties, a box in the marriage certificate shall be ticked. No, there are two boxes in the marriage certificate, but it has to be registered first before the wedding day. Okay, such prenuptial agreement requires pre-registration to the city hall where marriage shall be held under the rules. Okay, what is that box? You will see that here in the marriage certificate form. Okay, can you see this box? This one, annotate.
Yes.
Okay, annotate. Yeah, this should be ticked if you entered to a prenuptial agreement. The next box should also be ticked if you have not entered. This one, you entered. On the next box, you have not entered. Okay? So only one box to be ticked. That will govern your ownership of your respective assets if you're bringing it to the marriage, to the institution or not. Okay? So I hope we are all clear on that. I'll move on to the next part, which is the certificate of marriage. This is now the PSA form. This is automatically sent to the PSA after 5 to 6 months from registration date. Okay? This is a document that is being honored overseas. If you're filing a visa for your wife or husband soon, the embassy will look for this. But this is being you can secure this after a period of 5 to 6 months. That's very long for you to wait. Our office has a services of rush processing, no? Rush processing, where we can secure this PSA certificate in only 30 to 60 days, no? Within 30 to 60 days. So we are just hopeful that we can get the online appointment at the PSA very, very soon. Okay, so we can get that in 30 to 60 days only. Okay. The rule on marriage registration venue, why the annotation is still here. Okay. The minister has the duty to register or furnish you a copy of the marriage certificate within 15 days, as I've said. Now, for marriages that they are exempted to the marriage license, their period to register the marriage is 30 days. Okay? 30 days. Marriage ceremony, you can only, because this country is basically a Christian country, so you can only choose three. You can expect three kinds of ceremonies: the Catholic ceremony, the Christian ceremony, the Muslim ceremony, or what we call the civil ceremony, which is non-sectarian, non-religious, but with wedding symbols. So I think I have to skip this now. So any questions so far? That's the last part of the pre-marriage orientation. Any questions so far? This is your chance before I open the next slide. No more questions, guys?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
This certificate of legal capacity, I'm a dual citizen and I live in none of these countries. I even live in another country. From which country should I get the certificate of legal capacity?
You can get either from either of your embassy here.
Okay, it
Both.
doesn't matter. The country I was born or the country I
Yeah.
citizenship later. Or
Are both countries have embassies here?
yes.
Yeah, you can get both. If the city hall requires you to get it both from both embassies, then you have to get it. So it depends on the city hall.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, because most of them are complying or enforcing the law based on feelings, no? So based on feelings, not on because that is not written actually in the law. So if they feel if it will be for your best interest to get it both, then you get it both. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you.
for that question. You're welcome, Lucas. Any more questions, guys? I will move to
None
the
so far.
none so far. So nagkakaintindihan na po tayo about sa inyong technical requirements for the marriage documents. Now, this is my chance to introduce myself. Hold on. I am the founder and managing director of BCIDP Law Group. Our group advocates the building of stronger marriage foundation and happier families, individuals and businesses, productive individuals and profitable businesses in the Philippines for the next generation. So we are focusing on the marriage, on the family, on the property, on the business governance, corporate governance, and events and music entertainment, because I'm an entertainer myself. I'm a singer. I wear many hats, so I will show the video panel. Okay. These are my academic credentials. Okay, hold on. So I will just push this button. You just read it. I will not explain anymore each of these academic achievement. Just a brief introduction of myself, because I want to have answers to every question. So you will see that I'm very eager to learn everything, so I can have the answer to every questions of life. So my inspiration is Albert Einstein, who said that don't listen to the person who has the answers, but let's listen to the person who has the questions. So I got all the questions, and then I got all the answers. No, I I I was not satisfied for just observing things in life happening, but I am interested in knowing why it's happening. Okay? So don't forget that. Thoughts from Albert Einstein, because that's how I learn a lot of things. Because I cannot afford to be ignorant in many things. So part of our session will be about history, about religion, about science, about natural laws, the man-made laws, and the philosophies of men. Okay, so expect all these areas of study to be discussed in this session. Now, let's start with truth. Of course, if we have the truth, we will not be confused anymore. How to find the truth? And how do we define truth? It's actually the original information. Truth means original information. It is where the thing started. Okay? If you want to know the design of a product, you have to go backwards to the manufacturer of the product, because the manufacturer is the one who designed the product, who has the idea and the purpose why he created the product. Okay? So that's where the truth you will learn, from the source itself, from where it all originated, from where it all started. That's where we can get the truth. Because the truth shall set us free. Free from what? From any misconception, miscommunication, or misunderstanding in life. Okay? When we have the truth, we have the answer, the right answer, the correct answer to a problem, and everything will go back to normal. Okay? Once we have the truth. Now, just for the meeting of the minds, I have to make sure that we all on the same boat. Okay? Do you believe that everything, big or small, on this earth, in our nation, in our community, that comes in our lives, that comes to our lives, has a purpose? You all believe in that? Just raise your hand in the screen. Okay, thank you. So no objection on that. Thank you. Thank you. Everything has a purpose. All right. Every successful thing, this is the second one, every successful thing on earth, big or small, that comes into our lives went into the right process. Everything that we enjoy, every successful thing that we have at home went into the right process, right? Just raise your hands. Okay. Oh, Mike has something to say, Mike. You want to disagree with that? Because that's what I believe also. For a successful thing to be beneficial, to be useful to us, I'm sure it went into a right process. Okay? So the same with getting a degree in college. The same with becoming a doctor. Of course, you have to go through the process for you to become recognized or or obtain that degree in any field that you want. You have to go through a process. And sometimes that process is painful, no, because it has to test you. Every product has been tested for durability, for efficiency, all of them. They went into a test, okay? The same with person who wants to be successful in life. Third one, do you believe that we are designed only as one unique human being? Our eyes is just one ear, not the same with the other ear. Our eyes is not the same with the other eyes. We only have one arm also, not the same with the other arm. We only have one leg, not the same with the other leg. And one thumbprint. Do you believe in this? Agree? Okay? Okay, I'll move to the next slide. No objection on that. Next slide. Just, I cannot close this. Yeah, okay. Next slide is this. They also believe that every stable and functional institution or structure that stands on earth, visible or invisible, is held by a strong foundation beneath. Every stable and functional institution, whether it's the building, it's a structure or a church or whatever that stands on earth, visible or invisible, has a strong foundation beneath. It should have a strong foundation beneath. Otherwise, it will be crumbled sooner or later when it is being tested. Okay? So if all of you believes in this, I will go to the next slide. If you oppose this, just let me know. Okay. Next, every product released on Earth, man-made or naturally made, the success for the product to function well is built in. Okay, think about this. Every product that you are holding now, that you purchase, that you buy, that you bought from a store, the success of that product to function well is built in. For example, a mobile phone. If it promises you 3 hours of continuous talk time, you will surely get that. It's built into the product. Okay, the success is built in. So if a rice cooker promises you that you may cook 5 cups of rice in this rice cooker, it's built in. The capacity is built in. Okay, to function well. So if you go beyond that, the product will malfunction. So don't forget that. Any objection to this? None. Okay. Now, another quote from Albert Einstein: learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. That is my attitude until today. I don't stop questioning things because I have to find the truth. I have to have peace of mind for every problem that we encounter in life. And that includes the marriage. Now, do you know this guy? Do you know this guy? Who knows this guy? Mike, do you know this guy? I can't hear you. What did you say, Mike?
I think it's
Sorry. I didn't hear it. But sorry.
you got it now. Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah. Go ahead, please. Sorry.
I think it's Plato, but I'm not sure.
Okay, Lucas, do you know who is this?
Oh, Luke. Yeah. Of course I do, Lucas. Yes.
What? It's me?
Yeah, who is this?
No,
Who is
it's
this?
not. It's not me.
This is actually Socrates.
Socrates, huh?
Socrates.
Oh,
Yeah,
Socrates.
this is Socrates. Okay, Socrates lived in Athens, Greece. You know, you all very well know that all our ideas now came from the Greece. No, even the words, the science, the medical, they all started in Greek civilization. They are called the thinkers, and they are very uh, influential in how we think today. Okay, so this guy brought us the idea that men and women are equal, but not the same. This is where equality enters the picture. Okay, equality enters the picture. Why Socrates has to say that? Because in Athens, Greece, the women are not allowed to vote. Okay, only the men are allowed to vote. If you remember your history, and this idea of both men and women are equal, but not the same. But when he say not the same, they have both roles. They have different roles in society. Okay, so we will deal with that as we go on. But the reason why he said this is because during that time in Athens, Greece, women are not given the opportunity to do or enjoy the opportunities that the men enjoy. Okay, so here Socrates is telling the government that men and women are equal, but they're not the same. So we will find out the differences of the men and the woman in this section, in this counseling session, because this will have this will have a big impact in your relationship. Okay, so if you have this mentality that you are greater than your spouse, you will have a problem later on. You will have a malfunctioning marriage product later on. So the reason why we are introducing this concept to you in this session. Now, they also said that strong families is the foundation of a great nation. Yes. Many countries believe so because this was already studied. Okay. there was no study that contradicts this statement. There was no study made yet to oppose this statement. Okay? That every social ills that we experience now all emanated from the family. So whatever problems within the home that we release in our community, the community will suffer. The whole country will suffer. So if we have many families enjoying their lives, then it will also reflect to the community. The community will also have less problems. Okay? There is even a country that I discovered that they don't have army, they don't have jails, which also mean that they can manage themselves and they have less problem. And I'm sure some foreigners here know that. It's a country between France and Spain. I think that's a country between France and Spain. Yeah, in Europe, of course, the usual. Now, next slide. Another quote from Albert Einstein. You know, this guy is very intelligent also in defining relationship, relationship issues, relationship problem, which I believe he also went into because he was divorced twice. So I studied his life. And he said, marriage is a risk. When we say risk, it can prolong or shorten your life, right? When we say risky, you can either have an enjoyable life or a depressing life. And he said it's a great and glorious risk as long there's a condition. Remember this, as long as you embark on the adventure in the same spirit. So may we ask all of you to hear your thoughts about this same spirit. What is Albert Einstein talking about, the same spirit? Do you have any idea about this? Couples? I want to hear your thoughts about this. Anyone who wants to tell something about this?
Hmm.
Let me.
I think the nice thing about the risk is um, that you learn a lot of new things from it, and of course, it's also a new experience
Okay.
for both the people. And it's just from there you have to get on, but you have to do it together. You know, it's not like a one-man journey.
Okay. Thank you, Mike, for that. One man journey, which means the journey must be approved or decided by your partner, right?
Exactly.
Okay, without force, no, without forcing him or her to that journey, right? All right, thank
Yeah.
you, Mike.
It,
How
it,
about
it's a journey you have to take together, you know, and that's the whole thing. It's a both
yes,
way, two-way thing.
yes, correct. How about you, Lucas?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, I think is if the adventure in the same spirit is like having the same ideas,
Mhm.
wanna achieve the similar things or the same things to support each other and
Okay.
yeah, try to reach the same goals, and
That's good. That's
that's
good to hear. Yeah, that's
what
good
I
to
get
hear.
from Albert Einstein.
Yeah, the same goals. I like that. Weatherford, you want to say something, Weatherford?
Angelo?
Yeah,
Angelo?
I think
Angelo,
for
yeah?
the same spirit
Sorry,
is like you can supplement the word harmony. So if you're in the same harmony together, then your music will sound. People who sing in harmony are in
Mm,
tune together.
wow. And you will enjoy the music, of course, if they are singing in harmony, no? When one of them is out of tune, it's very depressing, no? Depressing to hear. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you. So now let's move to the next slide. He also said that we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Einstein only want us to know that if the problem emanated from the way we think about it, or how the strategy that we use, that we initiated, but still created the same effect that we don't like, we cannot solve that with the same thinking that we use. So it has to be above the solution. It has to come from outside source, not within our level of thinking. So that's what I understand about that. If you have other understanding about this line, from another line from Einstein, you can just butt in now. Okay? No one? Now let's go to the
Yeah,
definition.
Angelo.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. No, I mean, I'm thinking about Einstein.
Yeah.
That's my my opinion. I think the word risk, maybe, I don't think is the appropriate for this. When you get married, for me, it's more than like a life experience with your partner. I mean,
Yes.
Einstein. I don't know if you know his life,
Yes.
but he had many women, and he was really
Yes.
unfaithful with all of them. So
Yeah.
I don't think he's the one to show in this moment, because his private life with their wife were complete great. You understand?
Yeah.
I mean, he was with one woman, another woman mixed. So of course, for him was a risk, because his life was complete. But in this, he was so intelligent, but in his private life has very bad relationship with all of them.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
he failed to handle his relationship well.
it's not appropriate, okay, for me.
Yes, thank you for that. Did you also know that Socrates said that if you want to marry, but if you get a bad wife, you will become a philosopher later on.
That's
Because
good. That's good.
that is the words of Socrates. Marry if you want, but if you get a bad wife, you will be a philosopher later on. Yeah. So maybe that's why Albert Einstein became a philosopher also in relationship. Okay. Now, thank you, Christian. Is that your name, Christian? Is that your name?
Yes, good. Christian.
Yeah. Can you rename that
Chris,
with your
Christian.
Can you rename that
Janine.
with your fiance, Christian and Janine, please?
Janine, right.
Janine. Okay. So marriage, what is marriage in your own words? I think if I ask all of you to define marriage, I'm sure you will have different interpretations about marriage. So to save time, to save time, I will define marriage for you. People usually say marriage is a permanent contract and it has no expiry date, there's no turning back, and it's a lifetime commitment. Walang sulian sa magulang. In English, no turning back to the parents, no? You cannot return your spouse to his or her parents. And some says it's the union of two souls, etc., etc. Now, if we define marriage like this, then it becomes crucial to choose the right person from the beginning, right? Because it's a lifetime decision. You cannot get out of that easily, and it will just give you bad memories, no? It's very crucial to choose the right person from the beginning, right? Right, Lucas? Right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Because otherwise you will have bad memories, you will have regrets later on. So let's choose the right person the moment we decide
Yep.
to make a lifetime decision. Okay? Like,
Absolutely. Yeah.
thank you, Lucas. Now, like these two women, no? They enjoyed their single life before or while waiting for the right man. These are two celebrities that we have, local celebrities. And they have a good mentality. They are while waiting for the right man, they are enjoying their single life, preparing for that time to come, when that time comes. Okay? And so Socrates said also the beginning of wisdom is the definition of terms. The more we understand the word, the more we become wise. Okay? The more we define the meaning of the word, that's where we become wise or even wiser when we understand it more. Okay? So according to family code, as I've said a while ago, it's a special contract of permanent union. And it's governed by law. We cannot bring our culture, we cannot bring our traditions already into the institution. It is the law already that will govern your actions, your treatment to each other. It's already the law. So we will discuss that in the later part. Now, in numerous cases in the United States, like this in Maynard versus Hill, these are actually Supreme Court cases from the USA. Those we are quoting here, Adams versus Palmer, Hood versus Rollison. They are actually telling us that when you get married, the society should enjoy, no? So, and the society, the community should enjoy your married life because it's essential to public welfare, no? The true basis of human progress, without which there would be neither civilization nor progress. So these are just three examples of Supreme Court cases which they concluded that when a person gets married, he should be enjoying his life. So if you are not enjoying your life, then there's a problem. Okay? So don't forget that. You should grow, your spouse should also grow with you, no? Your wife should naturally grow in your presence. Her potential should also be discovered because there's something within your wife that has to be discovered as well. Because if you don't give her the chance to discover her potential as well, she will feel like a bird trapped in a cage, and she will not be happy about that. Okay? Don't forget that, husbands. Huh? So what is family for you? I will not explain it. I will not ask you to explain it. Of course, it's very basic that the family is a smallest unit of society, you know? That's the basic definition of that. But in Wikipedia, I discovered a very clear and purposeful meaning of family. But before I go to that slide. Let's remember that our cycle started from the male. Okay, our humanity started from the male, not from chimpanzee, not from the monkeys or any animals that evolved into a human being. No, there is nothing like that. No, you cannot fool any educated person to tell him that you started as a monkey. No. So unless some of you accepted that, well, our humanity started from the male, then the female, then there will be no marriage will happen if no female accepted the proposal of the male. Okay, or vice versa. No marriage will happen if one of you decided to be single for life. Okay, you can still get rich even if you are single. You can still be successful even if you are single. No, that's how God is very fair to all of us. Even if you don't get married, you have the capacity to be rich someday. Just discover your potential. Okay. Now, family is created or marriage is created when you agree with the proposal of the man. You create a family, you will produce children. The marriage institution that you created will produce children, of course, but just make sure if you both desire to have children someday, you have to check your physical body medically. You have to consult a professional doctor. You know, with the advent of our education or technology today, we have no excuse anymore to know all these things, to see the problems you will face in the future. You will see it now. We have no excuse anymore to not know if we are capable of rearing a child or not. Okay? You just have to get their services. These people who invested all their life to give us answers to every problem. Okay? So a family, when there are families created in a certain place, a community will be established. Okay? More families, more communities, and you will be like a nation. Okay? So this is our cycle. Now, since we also adopted that the family is the foundation of our nation, we also describe marriage as the foundation of the family. Okay? So they said that here's the nation being being the foundation of the nation, the family, and they say that the family is the foundation of the marriage. So if the marriage is problematic, how can we check the solution? Okay? Because that's the only illustration that the law provides. They say that the family is the foundation of the nation and the marriage is the foundation of the family. But what if the marriage is all crumbling? Where do we get the solution? Okay, that's what we will discuss now. Okay, so if we define foundation, it's an underlying base or support or the whole masonry substructure of the building. You know this already. So it's a body or ground upon which something is built up or overlaid. And Wikipedia describes family very fairly, very meaningful, very reasonable. And they say it's a group of people related either by consanguinity or affinity. Okay. What else? They also said that in most societies, it is within families that children acquire socialization for life outside the family. Additionally, as the basic unit for meeting the basic needs of its members, it provides a sense of boundaries for performing tasks in a safe environment, ideally builds a person into a functional adult. This is the line that I like the most. Ideally builds a person into a functional adult, which only means that the family is the manufacturing plant of producing functional adults. Okay? So that responsibility lies to us as parents, not by our neighbor, but to us. Not to our neighbors, but to us. Okay? So whatever kind of adults we produce to the society, he transmit that culture that he learned from the home. He transmit that to everybody. If it's a good upbringing, then it radiates to a lot of people. Okay? I'm sure you understand this already. Next, the purpose. Everything has a purpose, of course, as we have discussed in the earlier part of our session. Even the family has a purpose. The marriage should also have a purpose. Okay? What is the purpose of the families? Is to maintain the well-being of its members and of society. Maintain. What does it mean to be not to be maintained? Of course, if a person is not maintained, just like any equipment, the person will malfunction, will become dysfunctional. Okay? Very basic. Now, since the marriage is an invisible institution, it requires an invisible foundation. Okay? Marriage is an invisible institution. Why? Because when you go out alone, we never know. People will not know if you're married or not. Maybe that's why a wedding ring is invented. So people would know that you're married. So people would know that you are already owned, that you are being owned by your spouse already. A physical evidence must be invented for people to know that you are married. That's the only logical reason I can say why wedding ring is invented. Okay? Now, since it's an invisible institution, your foundation should also be invisible. What is that? It should be your knowledge about marriage and the application of the principles. Now, talking about principles, what is a principle? A principle means first. From the word prince, it means first. Now, I'm sure all of you knows the setup of the government in Europe, which is a kingdom kind of government that there is only one ruler, and the sons and daughters are called prince and princesses or princess because they are first in line to the throne. That's where the word principle was created, because it's from the Greek word principle. It is called fundamental, tenet, law, doctrine, root, basis, foundation, origin, or doctrine. It's the root or basis. And combined with the word pos from the Greek word, it also means first law. Okay? So principle is not just a belief. It's first law. Okay? Remember that. Principle. So when we talk about things here about marriage, they are all first law. And first law is not subject to our condition. When violated or unheeded, they have built-in punishments. No need for courts or judges. They are built in when we violate principles. We can never argue with principles. No human being can. It is not subject to our conditions. We cannot give conditions to principles before we obey. We are not entitled to our opinions against it. We are not. We can only benefit from its built-in benefits also if we choose to obey or apply them in our life consistently. It has to be consistent. Now, our priority principle should be the natural law. The natural law is not invented or created by man or by any human being. Scientists have already discovered all these things, that there is a law that is not created nor invented nor can be controlled by any human being. And these are called the laws of the universe. And Wikipedia describes the natural law to be not coming from legislation, not coming from Congress or Senate, but by God, nature, or reason. Okay? Don't forget that natural laws are supreme laws, which are principles, which are first law. They are all connected. Do not forget that. And Galileo Galilei said humans and all things on earth were subject to natural laws which physics and mathematics could describe. So we cannot defy natural law, as I've said. Our obligation, you want to enjoy the natural law, it has built-in benefits, follow it, apply it, do it. Okay? And all these philosophers that I have studied, I have read their lives, I have read their stories, which until now I'm reading from different sources about these people, and they only have one thing in common. They always say one thing in common: stay connected to nature, stay connected to following natural laws, or else you will never like it. The effects, the consequences of not following natural laws are destructive to our lives. You will never like it. So better comply with it. And this book contains the human being histories. This book contains natural laws. This is where you can find the instructions to love and honor your wife and do not be harsh to them. This is where you can find the instructions the husbands or the wives should submit and respect your husband. This book contains natural laws. Remember that this is not a religious book, neither a book of recommendations. This is not a religious book. This is already existing even before the religions got their hands in this book. Okay, it's about the true creation of the earth and human beings, and it's a government called kingdom with a king and with his royal family. It's all about that, the kingdom. And the Bible defines marriage as a covenant. Promises are made between human beings, but the marriage is called covenant, and it's made between you, both of you, and God. Okay, it's a covenant that you both made to God, to nature, not just between the both of you. Okay, and marriage is the first religious institution in the world. It already exists before any government was established. It already existing before barangay, Congress, or Senate was created by man, and it's not even a product of the state, not even Congress, not even the famous philosophers. Marriage is a product of God. Okay? So I hope there is no opposition among you about that principle, about that truth. Okay? Now, principle number 2, relationship. This is another principle that I want to share with you, the word relationship. So, law and order is called relationship. No? If law is not followed, the result is disorder, right? So they come together. You cannot remove order or you cannot remove law. They come together. You want to enjoy an orderly life, you follow law. Okay? Because law brings order. Now, the products that we enjoy, they also manifest its purpose. Every product that we bought, it has to depend to another product to function well. What is that? If you buy appliances, it it is dependent to another product, which is electricity. Did you notice that? That no human being has ever invented a product that is not dependent to another product to function well. A car always depends on fuel. Your refrigerator depends on electricity. Your your television set depends on electricity as well. So all products, no human being has ever invented a product that is not dependent to another source or another product to function well. The study of biology discovered that all animals had to depend to another one to function well, to live well. So this is also the theory of relativity that Einstein is telling us, that the solar system has to depend to one another for them to function well. Okay? So don't forget that. Relationship is not a product of human beings. Each has to keep connected to each other to live longer. So if you decided to be single, you have to still connected with your parents for you to function well, provided that they are good parents. Okay? There is always a condition. So if they are gone on earth, you still have God, the nature that you need to be connected with for you to function well as a single person. But when you decided to be in a relationship or enter into marriage, that person must be reliable enough for you to function well. Okay? So you can both function well. You should be reliable. That's the reason why there is a scientific suggestion for every human being to enjoy his single life first before you enter marriage, to do everything that you can to make you happy before entering marriage, because when you enter marriage, this is not about you anymore. It is about your spouse already. Okay? You don't expect your spouse to complete you. That is not the right mentality. Every marriage suffered because of the wrong mentality. What is that mentality? The belief or the philosophy that his partner completes him or her. Okay, that is a wrong concept of marriage. So in relationship, each has to keep connected to each other to live longer. The fishes in the sea, they have to remain in the water to function well. Okay, the same as the birds. They have to remain flying and dependent to the air so they can fly high. This tree that you can see with fruits, to bring his fruit out, he has to depend on the land. And the land has to be healthy. He has to depend on the other supplies that makes him fruitful. Okay? The dependency to one another. This is a principle that we cannot debate or we cannot argue, we cannot give our opinion or make it conditional before we follow it. Okay? So you all understand the this concept of relationship. So you have to understand also that though you have the rights, you also have the duties. Okay? And that should be balanced. Your spouse has a lot of rights. Yes. And it is your duty to give that to your spouse. Okay? So don't forget that. The rights that you insist from your spouse is your duty to give it that rights. The same thing if you face the other person, his rights are your duties. Okay? I think I explained this already a while ago. Principle number 4, harvest. We reap what we sow. Okay? This is a principle that no one can debate or give conditions. This is the principle of sowing and reaping. So do not expect any harvest when you did not plant anything from the beginning. Do not expect fruits to be eaten later on if you are not cultivating the seed that you planted. Okay? Do not expect your children later on to take care of you when you did not invest time and attention to them when they are young. That's the principle of sowing and reaping. So if you neglect your children, don't expect them to be loving to you in the future. Okay? Whatever you plant, you harvest later, good or bad. You planted bad seed, you will surely harvest bad fruits. Okay? No planting, no harvest. You plant good deeds, you reap good deeds from others as well. And that may include your spouse. So don't complain to your spouse if you are not giving quality time to your wife because you are not investing your time and attention to your spouse. So what do you expect to what kind of attention do you expect later on? If you are too busy with your job, too busy with your work, you do not even have time to talk to her, to listen to her. Okay? And the last part of our session will be very exciting because you will know the 5 things that your wife needs on a daily basis. And that will be presented by my wife. The 5 things that your husband needs on a daily basis. That is very interesting to discuss. So this is the foundation that you need. That is why I'm presenting this to you. This is the foundation that you all need to have when you enter this marriage institution. So good harvest, being fruitful, the process starts from building a foundation. Humans are natural products too. Okay? If you notice that when you plant a seed, they go deeper first before they go out in the air. They push themselves hard down below before they go on top of the soil, above the soil. And you know the reason why? I'm sure you will have the same answer. They are building their foundation. Okay? It's naturally built into them. The problem with the human beings, we can decide not to build foundation. We have the option not to build foundation. But of course, if you decide on that, you will have problems later on. Okay? You will only be frustrated later on because you did not build a strong foundation or knowledge about the right mentality in entering marriage. Okay? Now, some man-made principles are also compiled in our Constitution. They call it legal principles or the spirit of the law. One of them is ignorance of the law excuses no one. So when they say you are not excused, even if you don't know it, then it's our responsibility to know the law, right? Because this cannot be our defense later on. Ignorance. We cannot use that as a defense later on. So the more we have this obligation to study law, even if we're not going to be a lawyer. Okay? No person should come to court with unclean hands. This is another principle in the law that we cannot debate. Okay? Do not go to court seeking redress if your hands are dirty. When you did something wrong to another person, also, you will not get the benefits that you are asking from the court. Okay? Here's another one. No one is above the law. Once it is written, once the law is written, it's on top of us. No, the law is already on top of us. Our obligation is to just follow. If you have questions about the law, then go to Congress. If you are in a democratic country, go to Congress or go to Supreme Court and protest that law. Okay? That is the process that you need to go into when you're protesting a particular law. Okay? The greatest happiness for the greatest number is the measure of right and wrong by Jeremy Bentham, a utilitarian, which some people are using this as a basis for them to reduce their problems in society. Okay? This is very bad for some society. Okay? Time check is 3:40. I think I have to give you your break, water break or comfort room break. Yeah? Can we meet again by 3:45? We are on the last part of our session from the part 2. The part 3 will be at 4 o'clock where my wife will be presenting. Okay, guys? See you in 5 minutes. See you again in 5 minutes. Water break or
Okay.
cereal break. Thanks again for your attention.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. See you again.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks.
The long wait is now over. After more than 2 years, nandito na tayo upang mag-isang dibdib. I am very happy na nahanap ko na ang missing piece sa puzzle ng buhay ko. Marami akong katangian na nagustuhan sa'yo. Nandyan yung pagiging maalaga mo, matulungin, pagiging malambing, magalang sa pamilya.
Sinabi ko noon sa sarili ko nung unang kita ko sa'yo sa may office lobby. Grabe to makaupo. Kulang na lang humiga na sa upuan. But when the tables turned, we find ourselves dating. Hingid po sa kaalaman ng lahat, ang epic po ng first date namin. Hindi niya po ako hinatid pauwi ng bahay. Pero hinatid naman po niya ako sa sakayan.
And I've been waiting for the moment to arrive. I was waiting for the moment to arrive. I was waiting for the moment to arrive. I wouldn't miss it for the
After a couple of dates, nung nagdesisyon siyang halikan ako, hinila niya ako papalapit sa kanya. At hinalikan niya ako sa noo. That moment was so magical that I instantly fell in love with you. And right at this very time, nang dahil sa first kiss na yun, sa gabay ng Diyos, sa harap ng mga taong mahal at malalapit sa atin, at sa tabi mo, I vow myself to you.
in the fall. There's a cold wind coming down, and we were waiting for the moment to arrive. Waiting for the moment to arrive. We were waiting for the moment to arrive. And I wouldn't miss it for the
I promise to honor and support you for the rest of my life, and I will love you faithfully through the best and worst. You have the kindest heart, and thank you sa pagmamahal at pangunawa mo.
Sa mga oras na to, you have this picture in mind of a happy family. Tama? You have this picture in mind, every one of you. Pag nagmahal, nakita mong siya na, nakikreate yung isang vision of a happy family na masayang nagkakainan sa mesa, masayang nagpipiknik, masayang naghahabulan. That's a very good picture. Ang tanong, how do you achieve that? Relationship. Hindi natin yan invento. Invento yan ng ating Creator. So you want that picture to happen? Bring the right mentality to your marriage.
Hi, glad to have you all back again. So we now come to the part where we have to describe the word husband. No, we have to just, as Socrates said, we can only be wise if we define the word itself. So every word has an etymology. Okay, the origin. This is where we would know the truth behind the word husband. You will be called a husband. All the grooms here, you will be called a husband because you enter into a marriage relationship, and it's an institution, and it emanated from the word house bond, the one who binds the house together. Okay, don't forget that, the one who binds the house together. That is your role. and it's not given to the wife. It was given to you as a husband. And the other dictionary defines husband as connecting and keeping together the whole family. A man betrothed was esteemed from that time a husband. A recently married man was exempt from going to war for 1 year. These are just what history tells us. But definitely, you are the person who will connect and keep together the whole family. Okay? And you will become a father, of course, when you bear a child. That is you, the both of you, which were created to be one. So you'll become a father, which in Greek is called pater, and in Hebrew it's called Abba, which means the source, the sustainer, the provider, the strength, and the protector. This is the reason why women naturally feel to own their own money and to also own your own money, husbands. Maybe this is the reason why they naturally feel to get everything you own. In Tagalog, ang pera ni Mrs., ang pera ng mga babae, ang asawang babae ay pera din nila at ang pera mo ay pera mo din. Okay? You understand that, Mike and Lucas? These feelings are natural to the woman to own their own money and own your money also. Okay, Lucas? You need to understand this also. So you won't be questioning later on. Huh? This is natural for them. This is the feeling that they did not create. Okay? Huh? Wives? Help me out here, wives. May gusto ba kumontra dito, ha? Mga wives? Gusto yung kontra niya sinabi ko? Ha? Wala.
Nawalan po ng kuryente si Lucas, hindi po niya narinig, sayang.
O bigla nga nawala sa screen eh. Tingnan natin kung enter siya uli. So, grooms, future husbands, any objection to that? Yan ang sagot kung bakit nararamdaman nila yan naturally. Kapag pera nila, pera lang nila. Kaya huwag ka magtataka kung hindi pinapakita sa iyo yung passbook nila. April? Di ba? O ito, papasok uli. May 2 tao na wala. Hindi narinig, lalaki pa yung nawala sa screen. Nako. Ulitin ko, girls. Ulitin ko. Kasi the word itself is the evidence kung bakit nyo nararamdaman yan. No? Because you activated a natural law. Kaya pag dalaga ka naman, di mo mararamdaman yan eh. Di ba? Sino pagtataguan mo ng pera? Wala ka naman asawa. Pero pag nag-asawa ka, you will feel this naturally na magtatago ka ng pera. Bakit? Kasi obligasyon na yun eh. Di ba? That's the meaning of father. Okay? So, sana narinig ni Lucas. Lucas, are you there already? Where's Lucas? We're still not on the scene. Okay, let's move on. Husband, there you go. Another definition from Google, no? I did not invent this, so I had to get different sources to get the meaning from different sources. It says, master of a house, occupier and tiller of the soil. Tiller or cultivator. Tiller, cultivator. Well, Lucas is still entering the room. Okay. So when we say cultivate, when we say tiller, it's also your responsibility to cultivate the environment that you are giving to your spouse. That's the reason why the wife has to grow as well. Not just to live with you and follow everything that you say. Husband, you have to give the right environment for your wife for her to grow. That's why you are a cultivator. So whatever kind of woman you have in mind, it's your responsibility to make that the woman in your mind. You cannot find a perfect wife. You will feel that. No, there's no perfect woman. They also say that. But there is a possibility for your wife to be the perfect woman that you have on your mind. How? By cultivating her, by letting her grow naturally with the same environment that you want to grow also. Okay? So it depends on the kind of environment that you will provide to your wife. Okay? Any objection to that? That is a principle. Huh? That is a principle. Don't forget that. You will either enjoy the benefits of following it or suffer the consequences of not doing it, of not following it. Okay. This is a verse from Genesis which tells us that when the first man and woman violated the rule of God of not to touch the tree, this is the event that took place between God and the man. Okay, remember that Adam means dirt, and that represents all of us, all the men, all the male in the world. That is the meaning of the word Adam. Okay, to Adam he said, because you listen to your wife, wait a minute, is it bad to listen to our wife? Because the instructions was violated, and that was not the instruction given to the wife, and the man knows that he has to follow the rule, he has to follow the law of God, so he would not be put into this situation. But because of the wife's by the way, there's no interaction between God and Eve, only the man was given the instruction not to touch the tree. Remember that. You ate fruit from the tree about which I commanded you. You must not eat from it. Cursed is the ground because of you. In Tagalog, isusumpa ko ang lupa dahil sa ginawa mo. You will, through painful toil, you will eat food from it all the days of your life. As I studied this very well, I discovered that the meaning of this, when you decided to get married, the support being provided to you by your parents will be cut off. Okay? Because everything was provided to them in the garden. Remember, the food, the trees, the fruits, the vegetables, everything that they need. There were even precious stones in the 4 rivers. That's why the 4 rivers identified in our world history is the Mesopotamia, where we call it now as Iraq, Mesopotamia. They suspect that the Garden of Eden was there in Mesopotamia, and because the 4 rivers are there. Everything was provided to both of them when they are still single. God acts as their parents because it's his obligation as the source to provide everything that these two people need. But they violated the instruction. So they were cast out of the garden. They were left on their own to through painful toil. He said, you will eat food from it all the days of your life. You will they have good life when they are single because everything was provided. But when they violated the law, they were cast out in the garden. So because you listen to your wife, you get married, you got married, so you will provide everything that she needs. Why? Let's go to the woman. Why God said that? Through painful toil, you will eat food from it all the days of your life. This is the reason also why women wants to own what you own also. Okay? And to to maintain what they also own. Okay? Here's the second part. To the woman he said, I will sharply increase your pain in childbirth. In pain you will bring forth children. Look at this. Madadagdagan ang hirap mo sa panganganak. At maraming kang side effects na mararamdaman. Maybe that's the reason why when a woman got pregnant, there's a lot of complications they feel when they are pregnant. Did you notice that? Because the only pain that I know that happens to a woman is the dysmenorrhea whenever they have the monthly period. Di ba, girls? Yun lang naman nararamdaman nyo kapag single kayo yung dysmenorrhea Tama ba ako? I do not know of any other reason except if meron kang mga bisyo, di ba? Pero naturally, yung hindi nyo makontrol ay yung dysmenorrhea. Okay? Na nangyayari. Pero eto ngayon yung effect na sinasabi ng Diyos pag nag-asawa ka. I will sharply increase your pain sa pagbubuntis. In pain, you will bring forth children. Your desire will be for your husband. Nanaisin mo palagi na yung husband mo ay nasa tabi mo. Lagi mo nakikita, lagi mo nakakausap. You will always desire that. So husband, listen. Remember to always spend time with your wife. Okay? Because your wife will always desire you beside her. So do not forget this. This is what really happening to every couple. Whatever race, whatever country they came from, they feel the same way. The last one that he said, he will rule over you. Your husband will rule over you. Do not forget that. And this is the reason why you always want to seek direction from your husband. What we will do, no? You become frustrated whenever a husband does not know what to do. Okay? And I'm sure kaya nyo iniwanan yung mga ex nyo dahil walang direksyon yung buhay. Puro bisyo, puro enjoyment of single life. Di ba, girls? Sigurado ako, kaya nyo iniwanan yung mga ex-boyfriend nyo because wala kayong makitang direksyon. Why? Because you are seeking or admiring a man who has a direction in life. And you always want to hear your husband lead or take the lead. Kaya if the husband does not take the lead in a marriage, well, since the woman has the capacity to lead also, she will take over and you will never like it, husband. You will never like being dictated by your wife. So to be safe, better have a direction in your marriage. Okay? Better have a direction in your marriage. Okay. I think I have to make this fast. My wife is coming now. And husbands, remember that you are called by God to be your wife's teacher. This is the reason why the woman has to expect direction from the husband. This is the very reason why. This is natural. Because Apostle Paul said, if you want to learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. Kaya the woman will malfunction if they don't get any direction from the man. Okay? Di ba, girls? Tama ba, girls? Tama? Ayun, thank you. Now let's talk about the human laws created by the state. The laws created by the Philippine legislator or Congress are all, if you will notice, they're all purposely protective of the woman and the children. These laws are all created purposely to protect the woman and the children. So it only means that we have problem with husbands. We have problems with the population of the males who logically design according to science but does not want to learn new things. Kaya the marriage will only suffer if the husband does not have enough knowledge on how to run the family. Okay? This is only indicative of the problems in most marriages because the husband is not humble enough to learn new things. This is the problem that we notice in most annulment cases that we encounter in our studies. Okay? So now we go to the rights and obligations under the Family Code, under Article 68 to 72. Both of you has these rights. Both of you has these obligations. Okay, if we define rights according to Merriam-Webster, is something to which one has a just claim, such as the power or privilege to which one is justly entitled. And the obligations is defined as something is bound to do. When we say bound to do, you have no choice. Your hands are tied to do it. An audio is open. Who is that? It's creating noise. Who is that? Okay. Thank you. So the rights of each of you is this, or are this. Number one, right to defend the life and honor of the other. You have the duty or the obligation to defend the life and honor of your spouse, yung karangalan, yung buhay at karangalan. Hindi ka dapat papayag na malagay sa alanganin ang inyong asawa, no? You should not allow anything bad to destroy the reputation of your spouse. You should not allow that, okay? You have to give these rights to her. You have to perform this obligation to her because it is his or her rights. Number two, right to cohabitation. Cohabitation means living in one place. Cohabit, no? From the word habitation, a dwelling place, added with the word co, which means two people living in one habitat, in a place where you need to be living together. You both have that right, okay? The right to sexual intimacy is also the rights of each other. There will be times that you don't like, but if your spouse likes it, you have to condition yourself for that right to be given, okay? You have to condition yourself for that right to be given, that sexual intimacy. The right to procreate, it's self-explanatory. The right to jointly exercise parental authority over the children. But remember, the husband is the ruler in the house. The wife's role is to amplify to the children the instruction of the husband. So that when your children opposes the instruction, you have your wife as your backup, because children are afraid to the father than the mother. So the wife will have a backup when you have just one instructions, okay? Even though you have the right to jointly exercise that authority over your children, but you must follow the design of marriage, which is you as the husband should be the one giving the rules in the house, okay? The right to be supported by the other. And the obligations, I have to click this. These are just 5. 5 obligations versus 17 rights, okay? So this is not balanced in our family code, according to our studies. So the 7th rights is this: the right to be lovingly comforted, the right to jointly fix the family residence, right to manage the household, the right to exercise any legitimate profession, right to give and receive moderate gifts to and from each other, the right to retain the ownership, possession, and administration of their exclusive separate properties. As we go on to the list, it becomes complicated. So let us not dwell on that anymore, but definitely you have all these rights. You want to go back and read this. These are the laws of marriage in the Philippines, okay? Now, the 10 foundation invisible stones for building a successful marriage is love, truth, be truthful to your partner. If you have this love already, then maintain that. Maintain that being truthful, no hidden secrets. Tell your spouse your past, your present, and your future. This is the common problem that most marriages now have, which is They only have the past and the present, but they don't have the future because they don't know the direction that they will take. Okay? So don't forget to be very truthful to your spouse. You trust your spouse. Don't get negative information outside. Trust your spouse. Kung hindi pa naman niya sinisira yung record niya, pagtiwalaan mo, huwag mo pagdudahan. Ha? Couples, huwag kayo magpasok ng toxic or lason na information sa inyong relationship. It will only destroy you later on. Okay? Kagaya ng nag-iipon kayo ng pera para in case na hiwalayan ka ng husband mo, meron kang pera. No, that's bad. That's very, very destructive. Kung yan ang ini-expect mo, nature will give that to you. Remember that. Kung yan ang kinakatakot mo, kahit wala ka naman nakikitang signs, but you are preparing for it, nature will give that to you. Don't forget that. Kaya huwag ka magpapasok sa marriage ninyo, ng mga negatibong bagay. Because nature is listening, nature is watching you, nature will give that to you. Respect. That's self-explanatory already. Mutual respect. Huwag mag-insultuhan, huwag magbigay ng mga salitang hindi siya matutuwa, no? We have to learn the art of communication. Okay? Because that's a form of disrespect when you try to look good in the relationship and you are making your partner look bad, you know? Don't do that. The submission, the knowledge, the faithfulness, the patience, and the financial stability. These are all the invisible stones that you need to have a successful marriage. Now, I have to give time now to my wife to discuss the 5 things that your husband needs on a daily basis. And
Angelo, please, can I make you a question before you left the session? Is possible? Just a short question.
Yeah. Is that Mike?
No, it's Christian.
Christian, go ahead. Christian. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much. I mean, you mentioned before earlier that the marriage license application must be signed for both, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In case of, for example, me, the foreigners, it's possible to sign it online, for example, with a digital signature, or maybe in another way, in order to avoid the displacement. I mean, to take the plane just for that matchment.
Are you thinking of doing the marriage rights online?
No. I'm just asking if it's possible just to sign the
papers,
the marriage license. That's possible in Philippines to do that way?
Yeah, digital, yeah. That digital is acceptable. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes, but they will ask for a copy of your passport if you are already here. They will ask for that.
No. I mean, I'm right now in Spain.
Yes.
But the thing is, it's possible that my future wife manage all that with my online signature, or
Yes.
I have to go physically to the town.
Yeah, to
be
the town.
there
to submit
to sign by hand.
Yes. You need to be there
Yes, what?
physically because they will ask for your proof of arrival. So better be there physically.
Not possible online?
You can actually do that, sign it digitally online, but when your wife submitted that to the city hall, they will ask for a copy of your passport if you are here already.
Okay.
Yeah, because there is a 10-day requirement. They will the counting will start on the day you arrive here.
I don't understand. I'm sorry.
According on my experience, my city hall told me that both parties should be present during signing for the marriage contract.
Yes.
For marriage application, because they need also your passport, legal capacity, and
Yes.
the arrival of your that's stated on your passport.
Yun na nga. That's why they will still look for you, Christian. It has to be submitted by both of you together. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so what can you say about my presentation before I give the time to our next speaker? Thank you, Christian, for that. Mike?
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. Did I present it? Did I present it very well? Okay. Without any doubts, without any strong opposition. Okay. I will now introduce to you our next speaker. Yeah. Ano? Martin Butcher? Oh.
Yes, hello, good afternoon. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, yes,
Hello.
good afternoon, Christian. Good afternoon.
Hello,
Yes.
Martin.
Hello.
Yes, don't worry, this will not really take long. So this is the last session for today. We'll be discussing more of the marriage, conflict resolution, the needs. So this will be an interactive session, so I'll be asking you questions. By the way, I am Michael De Paula Base. I also have this presentation wherein I'll try to open it for a while so that I can introduce myself well. So have you taken your break, your lunch, your water, your coffee with you?
Yes, for lunch.
Yes, you can have your coffee, you can have your water, you can have your drinks, you can have your food. Okay? So from time to time, you can on and off your videos if in case you really need to. You need to eat, you need to have your coffee. So it's okay. So I'll be right here just asking questions, and then of course I need answers whenever I ask. So here for my presentation. So since most of the discussions were already discussed a while ago, so I'll be more focusing on the other things, no, aside from the one that was discussed. So this is my profile. I am Doc Michael De Paola, Doctor of Philosophy and Pastoral Guidance and Counseling, also a court annex mediator, then a prejudicial marriage counselor, and of course DSWD and POPCOM marriage counselor. So I'm also a certified relations and family advisor, and also holding a degree, Master's of Arts, and major in psychology with specialization in family life development, advanced parenting course, reproductive health and biology, and so on and so forth. So now for the rules, since you have already this a while ago, so if you just miss some of my verbal lectures, just let me know. So because they shall be repeated, and this session is recorded for the documentation purposes required by the DSWD. So supposedly this will be the whole session, but then I will just have to give others because my husband was able to discuss those na. So I'll go with potential marital issues and then the needs and the marital conflict resolution. So let me go to that slides. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. So here we go. Is it clear now?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
What can you see?
Yes.
see the
What?
screen of your computer. Conflict resolution in a
Okay,
marriage.
okay. So I'll just click the slideshow
Yeah.
presentation. Okay, I'll just move it for a while. Just move na lang. Okay. So here we go. So we have the conflict resolution in marriage. So can I have someone from the participants to please read the first one? And I have Mike. Mike, please.
Yes, focus on the
Okay.
issue at hand. Avoid bringing up the past.
What is your insight about this one?
Well, I'm like a person, if something happens and there's like a problem, I'm the person who likes to talk it out immediately because I don't want to walk around with stress all day long. So I will look at what's the problem at that moment, what we need to talk about. And bringing up the past is like, yeah, I'm just going to call it bullshit because I'm not going to say, oh, you did that in the past, you did that.
Yes.
It's only going to make the discussion worse. You know, that we have to leave the past behind and focus on the future and what's happening now. That's my view into it. But like, my mom is a psychologist, so that's why I know a lot.
Oh, good. Oh, thank you.
So
Thank you for
really
telling us.
easy.
Yeah. So it is really always important to just
Yeah,
resolve the issue at hand. So avoid bringing up whatever just happened in the past. So past is past.
exactly,
Once it's resolved, it's
exactly.
already solved. So
And,
thank
and,
you
and the
for
thing
that.
is now, at the moment, everybody got a mobile phone, and the thing is, what a lot of people do tend nowadays, and I see it like a lot around me, is that if they have like an internal problem going on, they'll grab the phone and go talk to their friends instead of to the wife.
Yes.
Yeah, and those are the things I think, throw the phone away, go sit on the table together and resolve the problem. And that's the thing that nowadays is just screwing up a lot of relationships.
Mhm. So that is why it is really very important in how are you going to handle those situations
Yeah.
with that conflict resolution skill that you have. So it's good that you have a psychologist family, of
Yeah.
course.
It can
So
be good or it can be really bad, so
yes. So thank you for that, Mike.
no problem.
So now for the next one, and I have April. Now April for the next one. So please, April.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seek out a compromise.
Okay, so this is something about a negotiation that can be done when you're having conflicts. So what is your take with this? Or what's your insight about having a compromise agreement agreed upon by the two of you or by partners? April?
When we have this agreement, we really talk to each other about the solution, and when we are mad at each other, we promise to have like 5 minutes break time so that we will not say anything with each other, and we will not let the end day that we are still mad at each other. We really talk about it.
So you have that 5 minutes break, so enable for
Yeah.
you to to
Relax.
inhale fresh air, relax. Maybe you can have warm. You can have a cold water or just refresh yourself for 5 minutes. Okay, so this is also what we call the conditioning, wherein you condition your mind that when you're about to have triggers, you're about to provoke, and so you have to pause for a while for 5 minutes, and then just pause for a while. So that's what you do, April. Yes, okay. So after that 5 minutes, you talk about this, and then what are the steps that you do after the 5 minutes?
It's like when we already have a calm mind, we will think about the solution about it and talk calmly. Don't shout. And
Yes.
then don't shout at each other because I already told him I don't want shouting at this house. Something like that.
Okay. So of course that's good thing that you have the rules inside the house that you
Yeah.
have to follow. So that's a guide already. So it's also important to have your own rules inside the house. So this is the house rules, or especially if you have traditions at home, it needs to be printed. So you have like rule if you have the rules, then you have it to be printed and displayed in your room or
Yeah.
so whenever
So
whenever
he will be reminded.
yes, so you have to remember it from time to time, the moment that you to enter into the room or enter into the kitchen area wherein you have the rules, then it would remind you. Okay, so thank you, it's a good idea.
Okay.
Then next would be Ava for the next one.
Find a good time to talk.
Yes, Ava. Can you please give us some insight of why it is really good time to find a good time to talk rather than to talk and talk and talk, unlimited talking. So tell us about it. What's your insight about it, Ava?
Well, for me, if you do have a conflict, don't talk too much. Don't talk if there is still conflict or both of the parties are still heated up. Make time to calm down, and then once both of you are calmed down, then I guess that's the right time to have a good talk to resolve the whatever problem you have.
Okay, so thank you, Ava. So it is really always important to assess the situation first before talking about issues. So it's better for you to have a calm mind, and whenever there's a need for you to have this conditioning wherein you have to assess your partner first if he's feeling or what she's feeling right now, or the empathetic response to the situation. So when you know that your partner is tired from work, then I think this is not a better time to talk about issues or problems or bills from Meralco or any due dates. So you have to have rest for a while. Then maybe you can have meal or offer some massage first to your husband or to your partner, or ask questions like, how do you do? How's your work? How have you been? Oh, are you feeling good? Oh, what's your day today? Something like that. So now for the next one, I want to have Benedict to please uh read the next one.
Listen without interrupting your partner.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
So
what is your
for
take?
So for both sides, they should have reasonable time to speak their minds, share their feelings
Mm-hmm.
about any conflicts or any issues that they have with the situation.
Okay. So anything else that you want to add, Grace?
Without interrupting your partner, it's
Yeah.
very important to listen because it's a form of respect.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, so thank you, Benedict and Grace. Yes, it is always important to listen to your partner, especially those who who have that deeper feelings, who have the a content. What is important there in listening is not just listening. It's not just listening what he's trying to say, but it's also have to assess what's going on with this person, what's going on with their partner, what's the content of what he's trying to say or what she's trying to say. It may be like a non-verbal cues, non-verbal the dash gestures that he was having a right now. So maybe you listen, but then there may be a tendency to not really understanding what's his profession, what his perception, or what he's really trying to say. So you have to find that real meaning, the real content, the deeper interest within him or within her, so that you know how we're going to do with it. So you know how we're going to offer to your partner. So listening without understanding is nothing. So you just have to listen and understand what she or he's trying to say, because he may sometimes tell you about these things, but you have different perception. You have the different meanings and beliefs with what your partner is really trying to say. So example, men have the tendency to give solution, have the tendency to be a logical thinker, or give you more permanent solution to your temporary problem, whereas we women, we have the tendency to be emotional. So there will be moment that we just want to talk about our feelings. We just have want our partner to listen to us, and we want to be heard, but then our partner would try to tell us or give us instructions, or give us the solution, the permanent solution to your temporary problem. Example, the wife would say, Con, I'm so upset because my boss were trying to give me a lot of, give me a lot of things to work on in our office, and then I'm so really tired. You know what? Something like that. And then the husband would have the tendency to tell you that if you don't like your job, then quit. So that is something permanent over the one that what you really trying to tell your partner is, please listen to me because I just want to vent out. I just want to tell you what I feel. I just want a massage. I want a hug. I want a kiss pa rin, a yakap soul, or anything that you want in your mind. But then the partner pick up like something, okay, you need a solution. But then not all the situation your partner needs your solution, but there will be moment that they just want to vent out, they just want to let their feelings out, want to let you feel how they felt about their work. So this happened to you also, Benedict and Grace? Is there any
Nope.
situation that it also happens to you? Maybe it can be in different similar situation.
No, not really. I think we usually have uh we can usually speak our own minds when we have something, when we have a topic in particular.
Okay, so you do clarify. You
Yep.
clarify what
Yep.
is okay. So good.
Yep. Sometimes too much clarification.
Yeah. Who talk a lot between the two of you? It's Grace.
Yes, me.
Okay, so you have too much of explanation about the things, too much clarification.
No.
Does it mean? Mm-hmm.
No, what I mean is
Mm.
sometimes it would take me a few minutes to get what she's saying. So
Ah,
I'll double check in with her. So are you saying this or are you saying something else? Yeah.
okay. So that's a good example of this one, right? So better clarifying to what she or he's really trying to say. So thank you for that sharing. Thank you, Benedict and Grace. And I have had read your homework, and you're both good at it. We have all the complete answers, and of course good points on that. So when I read about your assignment, so I can say that you are now ready to commit, no? Ready to be committed and be as partner for a lifetime. Of course, all of you, I have read your homework, and I was really amazed with your answers, because has what we can say now that you are all ready for having a lifetime marriage with your partner. So congratulations to all of you. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Now for the next one, can I have Daniel to please read?
Admit when you are wrong.
Yes, exactly, Daniel. What do you want to say about this one? Your insight or anything you want to say about this?
Well, sometimes you just gotta have your partner, your wife, your husband, or whatever go, hon, that's not really what happened. And then you, in your own mind, have to say, you know what? Yeah.
Okay,
So, yeah,
so
admit when you are wrong is somewhat self explanatory.
yes. Do you always admit your mistakes? Do you always admit that you're wrong to Bless?
I argue a lot of times, but
Yeah.
hopefully in the end I say, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, thank you for that, Lina. Because sometimes it's really hard for us to say sorry. It's really sometimes hard for us to admit our wrong because mostly we women, because we are the ones who want to be, caressed, even though if it is our mistake, sometimes we just want our husband to just give us all of the attention and love. And sometimes it's just a part of it. It's something we just want attention. That's why sometimes we can say really sorry. Maybe some of us cannot really say sorry when it's our own mistake. But then whenever there's would be a chance, we have a different way of saying sorry to our partner, like doing the things that we don't usually do, like massage, like giving them a gift, giving them some sentimental values, like giving some surprises. When this is sometimes a way of a person who is not really vocal of telling their partner that they are wrong, they're very sorry, so they are they're going to tell it to their partner the other way, like doing a different kind of like service, like this one, having go to give you a massage instead, then serve you with a good food with your favorites and everything, something like that. So this is their way also of telling you that they are sorry about what happened. So thank you so much for that. Thank you, Daniel, and Bless. Now, can we have Gio to please read this one?
Hello, good afternoon. Consider
Yes.
your partner's perspective.
Yes, thank you, Gio. So what is your take about this, or what's your insight about this, considering your partner's perspective?
Well, it's it's just about, putting yourself to the other's point of view.
Mm.
Sometimes when we are arguing, we are just looking at one side. But then when
Mm.
we widen our understanding, our perspective,
Mhm.
trying to see it how she see things, then probably we could uh had a compromise.
Yes, exactly. So thank you for that. Yes, it would be of course, sometimes we have this kind of the where we cannot really control. No, there would be a chance wherein we have given some challenges, trials, and then here's our partners giving us perspective, giving the ideas. But then during that time, we are not yet open for that. No, parang we're not still in that position to yes say to agree to those. It's always good to have a better yung balance with how your partner's really trying to tell you the perspective, but instead of telling it in negatively, like I don't like that, I don't like it, I'm disagree with what you're trying to say or that ideas that you have. But instead of trying to tell that negativity, instead tell your partner that okay, I'll try to understand that, I will take my research about that so that I can I can study it well, I can plan it very well. So when you have this perspective, like if we are planning to have investment or something, or you have in your mind, then I would think about it But of course, I will not be disagreeing. So that's very important in here that you have to consider whatever your partner is really trying to. Because as a whole, you are now a partner. You are now a teamwork. So whatever it is, we have to respect each other's perspective, ideas. You have to consider everything, the opportunities and options that you have in hand, 'di ba? Gio, thank you so much for that.
Yes. Thank you so much,
Yes,
Ma'am Paula.
thank you. And next, of course, we have 2 April pala dito, no? We have April Lalende, no? So I'm sorry, I was about before sinabi ko si April. But then we have 2 Aprils pala dito. So can we have April Lalen this time?
I'm the one who
Ay, ikaw
talked
pala.
earlier.
Sorry. Ay,
April.
okay. So it's April
Yeah, yeah.
Vascos na lang. Okay, April Vascos. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Practice empathy when criticized instead of being defensive.
Yes. Anything that you want to say about this empathetic response, not to be criticized, April?
Sometimes, for example, like when we are in a heated arguments with our partners, there will be times that like we'd feel like our thoughts or our ideas or opinions are like being criticized and attacked. So I think at that point we should like from the uh those mentioned earlier, we should like take a pause and like just rethink and put ourselves in our partner's like shoes.
Yes.
So that's empathy and like uh all those mentioned earlier, they're kind of like pretty interconnected with this. So yeah, we should not like get our emotions into us so that we can have like better conflict resolution in our partnerships. So yeah.
Thank you so much, April, for that wonderful no question and answers. And of course, to all of those that you have answered very well, and then your takeaway, your takes and your insights about the conflict resolution. And then you can add more on that. You can have your own conflict resolution skills. You can have more of the rules. Example, if you yeah like, as what our couple shared us a while ago about having 5 minutes break. Then let's just pause for a while, have the conditioning of our mind first. Before let's calm down ourselves first. So maybe you can have more on this. Maybe you can add more on that one. And now I will move on with the next slides. And April, yes, we have April Vascos, and then April. Yeah, okay. So, April Joy Lalan, is your partner Dragon Lim? That's his name. That's his full name.
Yes po.
Is it Dragon?
Dragon Lim.
Okay.
Full name.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, thank you. Now, let's move on. Now, going to this point we're in, let's know our partner's daily needs. So, this could be applied to the both of you in a lifetime. I uh, I I put some mnemonics or the acronyms so that you can memorize it very well, and then you can remind your partners as well if if there will be a possibility of forgetting it. So that is why it's really very simple. Can I have someone to please read, no? See? Ay, sorry. Medyo hindi ko nakikita kasi lahat ng participants dito. So, I'm sorry for hindi ko na tatawag, no? So, we have Janine, please read all the needs of your husband.
Okay.
Love,
Janine.
Yeah, I
you
know.
do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Janine,
Okay.
please.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the first one is marital intimacy or sex. The next one is A, authority or respect. lastly, and never-ending support for his healthy recreation. Thank you so much, Janine. Can you share something about the three of this, or maybe just choose one, then you can share it with us. Okay, so okay, I would like to share the second one, authority or respect. In every relationship, it's very important to respect the other person. If you don't respect the other person, it's difficult to manage anything, or it's difficult to have a healthy working relationship. So, considering as what our first speaker mentioned, the husband is the head of the family. So if we do not respect our husband, then it will be difficult to manage or to find a common ground in the relationship. So that's all I can share about this. Thank you.
Thank you. Very well said. Thank you, Janine. It is really it is a serious matter to the men, of course, especially to them. That the more that they are treated with respect, the more that they feel loved, and of course, the more that they give all the love that we need. So, in respect, this is a very broad, no, meaning when we say respect, it has really a very heavy load when it comes to respect, because it's really a huge thing that we need to do, and there's a lot of ways to respect our husband. So it's also good to have an open communication to our husband what respect really means to him, really mean to him. So it could be like your partner or your husband have this like a personality wherein he has his own boundaries. Whenever he has that boundary, he don't want you to crush that gate of boundaries. If that partner of yours have that kind of boundaries, have that kind of, you need to respect that. Also, one of the examples would be their traditions, the beliefs, no? They have their family traditions. We have to respect this one, and then the visions that we have for the family also that we need to respect. So whenever you have the different traditions, whenever you have different cultures, you have to respect each other's cultures and traditions. So you don't have to neglect. You don't have to forget those because now you're here in the Philippines. Now you're marrying a Filipina. You should forget. No, no, not that. So it is also something that we need to respect when it comes to dealing with the nationality, their of course the cultures and their beliefs. And then also once that you are in the marriage relation, you have to take into consideration also your parenting side. Later on, you'll have your kids, you have your children. So doing this respect of having just one parenting styles at home, having rules at home is one of the respect that you can give to the husband also. So if your husband would give the rules, and then the wife to give the respect is to execute the rules at home. Example, if we have decided to have the parenting style of being an authoritative kind of parenting wherein you give the rules, but then you still consider the feelings of the children, they still have their take, they still have their voice, then it is something that you have to execute inside the house. So if your partner, if your husband is an authoritative parenting or parent style, then you you want a permissive kind of parenting, that there's something, no, there would be a conflict between the two of you. So that's something that you have to talk over. So because having a marriage, having this entering into a marriage is now building your own family as a whole. So that's also one thing. Now, marital intimacy or sex. I would explain this in science because men produces sperm at least every 1 to 2 days time, and the maturity period of the sperm is from 1 to 2 weeks time. So they need to release that. So this is not really their fault of why they really will have the urge of having sex with their partner. It is, of course, given to you as privilege in marriage. So that is why whom they are going to release that sperm that they produce, of course, to their partner, to their wife. So that's the privilege, that's the gift of marriage that you have to enjoy. And this is one thing for you to remember. Sex is a need for the man. But sex is a want for us women. It is our wants. And this is their needs. Why? Because their body needs it. Their body produces something that they need to release. But then for us, women, why it is more of the wants for us? It's because of the pleasures that we have. And according to studies, we can have at least 20 orgasms in just one sexual activity. And of course, you cannot notice it, you cannot observe it while you're doing this because it has 0.30 seconds interval. It has 30 seconds interval that we can't even observe or notice, but of course, moaning or sounds, something like that, that could really count like a one, huh? So maybe later you'll be counting, huh? So this is not something like literal, like you have to count like 30 seconds. No, it would this happen, of course. We women, we have three spots. So we can have our orgasms in different way. But for them men kasi they only have one. That is why it is a need for them and it is a want for us because of the pleasures and the benefits that it's given to both of us. But then again, sex can have both beneficial to the both of you because the moment that you are doing that, there's a hormones release like the oxytocin and the serotonin that can give us, that can boost our energy and can help us more to focus on our work later on. So study shows also that if you want to conceive, if you're planning to have or planning to have a baby soon to conceive, it is best to have a sex in the morning between 5 o'clock in the morning to 7:30 in the morning. That's according to the study of Zurich Hospital in Zurich, Switzerland. A study of they got samples from 7,000 plus men and they got 12,000 plus of samples, and the sperm samples that they got have more concentrated perfect shapes, no, motility and fertility. It is increased during between 5 to 7:30 a.m. rather than the one they gathered later in the day. So not only the Switzerland had that studies, but many already have that studies about that, no, during the day. Why? There's also a study about when we are sleep when we are asleep, we have 1.5 to 2 hours cycle of sleep and every interval. Like example, 1.5 to 2 hours cycle, that's one interval, and then another, and another. During the third, the NREM3, our hormones releases something like a serotonin, oxytocin, and some healthy hormones, including those sex hormones. So in the morning, we have a lot of energy. We have 100% of energy. But then later in the day, it decreases, it deplenishes because of the work that have exerted during the day. So that is why it is more concentrated in the morning. It is more perfect in the morning rather than later in the day. And also our body, our physical um, body also affects our activity or our performance during the day. So that is why that's the meaning of it. That's how it I explain it in English in science. So any any comments or any clarification I have of what I have said a while ago? I want to hear from something. Maybe you have a weird question. Oh, Paula, are you really sure? What is done in the morning? Anything? You are now adults, no? So no shy type, shy type. Maybe I could.
For me, it doesn't matter. Just morning
Okay.
is the best anyway. The rest
Yes,
of the day is
yes.
like perfect. So
Yeah, but then it could It
I
could
like
be
I like the way you're thinking,
anytime.
actually.
Yes, but it could happen any time of the day as long as you have reserve energy, you have sleep at least 7 to 8 hours, then yeah, yes, it could be
Yeah.
happen any time of the day. And then whenever you decided to have it, then it's anytime, anytime, anywhere. So now, no more questions. I will maybe you can ask me about there will be a tendency of if you want to conceive a boy or a girl, something like that. No, maybe it's just there would be a natural way, but of course there's still science that could also answer about this whenever you really want to have a fix, like you want to have a boy, you want a girl. But I can give you a tip of natural way of having it if you don't have any complications in your genes or anything about your system. So, but
So
that
what's
would
the
be
best way to
later.
have a boy?
Yes, yes. If you're trying to have a boy, it's better to have a good timing because it is harder to produce a boy rather than a girl because a sperm that generates male can really die easily inside the cervix because of it has lack or it has lower content of DNA rather than the one with the females. Then the female sperm can live long inside the cervix, can stay up to 3 to 5 days time. While for the men, to have the male, it can only stay up to 3 days time because of the lack of the DNA. So it dies first, but they are really fast, no? But for the female, they are not so fast. They're just that's just right, no? And it can be some slow rather than the male one, but they can stay really long inside the cervix. That is why if you really want to have a girl, then you can have sex 3 days before your ovulation period, before the ovulation period of your wife, because that sperm that has the female can stay up to 5 days time. So whenever they reach, they can stay there. They can really live even if you have the thick mucus inside. So we have different mucus, diba? So when you have the clear mucus, the one that can stay there long would be both the male and the female. But then it is the best time for you to have a boy because that's the only time a good timing to have a boy when you have your ovulation period and then that you have your clear and stretchy cervical mucus. So your guide there would be 2 inches or more. So it could be stretchy like the egg white. So if your wife have that cervical mucus, then you have to stretch it and then it would expand, stretch up to 2 inches more. Then that could be a possibility of can have a boy because during that time the sperm can travel very well because it is clear, it is stretchy. But then if the cervical mucus is cloudy, sticky, so the only sperm that could stay there is the one who is having the girl or the female. So they can stay there up to 5 days and then they can really swim well because of their DNA. So that's the natural way. And then when we say about having a boy, you need to have a deep penetration. So this is the cervix. This is the sperm. It should be door to door. You need to you need to have the deep penetration so that it has a short transport going to the cervix rather than at the vaginal entry. But if you're planning to have a girl, then it's just pick up at the branch. No, when I have to give the term in LBC delivery, no, pick up at the branch. But then this is in your vaginal entry. Why? Because they can travel very well. So the good position of having a boy is
missionary, and an animal dog position because you are putting it there already. It's like door to door, slide going there. And then missionary, it should be deep penetration. We'd have different penetration. But if you're going to have female and then very light penetration and the vaginal entry only. That's why the studies shows that for those who have used condom, breakout condom, while they already have withdrawal, so the tendency of having girl rather than a boy, because it's already in the vaginal entry. And some of them, because of the gravity, the woman stand ups after a few minutes of having sex and then they stand up, then the gravity. So that is why um it is really you need a better timing when you really want to conceive a boy, or else you can have a scientific method which is 99% effectivity, because this one, the one that I'm telling you, is only 80 to 85% accuracy, and I am the one personal were doing it personally. Okay, so I hope that I have answered your question. So, are you still there?
Yes.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Did
Yes.
did I
Yeah,
give?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Did you learn about that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I know about a lot of stuff about that already. So
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. At this you have confirmed it. Okay. Now I'll add more on the husband needs. So next would be to be a superhero. They want to be a superhero. That's why they are protecting us. And then approval rather than disagreements. You are already a team. So also R is for the reflection. This is the uninterrupted moment, or uninterrupted moment wherein they decompress all the stresses outside, and then they would just have to come up with some ideas. So they need that reflection in a daily manner. So appreciation rather than the words of affirmation. Even for the little things that they do, they wanted to be appreciated. That little things that they do, or even the things that you'll be appreciated from them, it could give them more motivation to be more productive from their work. So maybe the husband would not able to tell you about this one, but whenever you appreciate their actions, whenever you have appreciated them, they will feel it, no, deep inside. And of course, in return, they will also give you the same treatment, no, the words of affirmation that we need, women. So now, moving to the wife needs. Can I ask Mike please to please read?
which one? All of them?
Yes.
Willful or intentional affection,
Mm-hmm.
openness or transparency, messages or affirmation, assurance of protection, never-ending care.
Thank you so much. So
No problem.
willful. Never ending care. Okay. So do you have something to say about this one, Mike? Anyone?
Um,
Anyone of the following?
but from all of those ones, yeah, I think
Just
they're
one.
all.
Maybe you can just choose one.
No, okay, I'll just take the next one. Never-ending care. Well,
Mhm.
I'm actually that kind of person who just keep on taking care of her even if she don't want it. But that's just for me, it's like it's all about making your wife happy and making the kids happy and
Yes.
making the family go good. And I think that's it. And I'll work my ass off to do that stuff. Come home every day happy.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you so much for that, Mike.
Yes.
So now let's have another here. Support, physical, psychological,
spiritual support to the wife, and then of course empathetic response, quality time, and I put here the sleep, because when we age 40 to 45, during our menopausal stage, we need more sleep, because we need our body system, and we need to heal our body most of the time, and our bone density during that time decreases. Or the more that we need more sleep, the more that we have to take calcium and iron. And during the later years, like before the menopausal stage, of course we need more sleep, because of we have monthly periods wherein the hemoglobin, our iron in our body system decreases, so enable for us to to have more rest. So we need that sleep, and of course the quality time. Now, any questions? Nothing? I will move on to my another slides. So this is from Gary Chapman, the five love languages. So for all of the five languages, you need to ask your partners what is his love language. It cannot be fixed from time to time, but whenever you have another milestones in your married life, it changes, especially if you have your kids already. So it could be like you want more quality time rather than the gift giving. That could be like you need more words of affirmation because you want emotional. We will be emotional from time to time. We will be experiencing some like example post postpartum depression, that you need at least quality time and the words of affirmation from time to time, that validating your feelings and then telling you that how I love you, how I missed you. So this is more of complete, of course, that we feel all of this love language, that we need this every day. But according to my survey, according to the studies that I have made, most male would just choose rather than choose acts of service, quality time, and physical touch. But for female, they often they mostly they choose the words of affirmation, physical touch, quality time, and gift giving, and so on and so forth. So this could be complete five love language. So now ask your partner, or if you know it already, then try to do it again and again every day. Okay? So now, husbands, of course, you are a cultivator to your wife. How to be a cultivator? You pay for your wife's beautification program. We would really want to feel that. We really want to be treated with no, some spa, or let's say rebond, diba? Agree? Agree ba? And may you have your hands, please? So I know that you're all agree. Yes, for Ava. Yes, yes. Okay, so oh, Daniel and Bless. So I am seeing a lot of thank you so much. No, so the benefits of your wife being pretty and happy all the time bounce back to you, husbands. Yes. So the principle of saw and reap also applies. The next, now let's move on with the husband. How do we honor them like a king? Massage. Yes, they want massage. Do you want massage, Benedict?
Sometimes.
Mm. How about clean your ears, cut your nails? You want that to be done by Grace, or you want it
No,
on your
no,
own?
no, I'll do it myself.
Okay, okay. So those these are the answers from the participants that was present during the seminars, or the seminar that was done by Vic and Evelyn Garcia. So they got this survey from the men there, from the husbands, and the husbands answered this no surveys, like they want a facial treatment personally, they want spa treatment. Of course, they want to prepare the personal things, 'di ba? They want their wife to prepare it for them, to honor their decisions, and to pray for his work and support his calling. You can add more on this. It's better to know your partner very well, to ask your partner what he really wants. So this is vice versa. This is something about just your husband. It's of course you can also give that needs, and simply honoring also your wife through asking what she needs, what this really want. 'Di ba mga girls, no, ladies, you also always want to have your shopping from Lazada, Shopee. So, of course, a simple note or a simple, oh, eto, babe, I have something for you here. So, have something for your Shopee, for your Lazada later on. So, of course, so that's something that we can do both. So now, so many of you answers this as correct, no? So in one word, what is your wife's greatest need? Of course, all your answers are correct, and all of those composed in this one, which is what we call the love. And thank you for answering that question correctly. So love, and then husbands, love your wives. Jesus Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. So then, in one word, what is your husband greatest need? Hmm. I saw one, I have seen one na very correct talaga yung sagot niya. Kaya I really want to upload that one na tama talaga yung sagot niya dun sa homework. And of course, all of you do, because you know your partner very well. You know what your partners need. No? But then when we speak about in general, and according to what I have discussed, this is what we call the respect. So the more that they are treated with respect, the more that they feel loved. So congratulations to those all of you who have answered it right, and for those who have answered also in general or in composed with disrespect, then it's okay. No? So for the husband and for the wife, love your wives, respect your husbands for the wife. So this is from Ephesians 5 verse 25 to 33. Now, moving forward, things that we cannot control are from my left side, and then things that we can control are at the right side. What are those? Your emotions. You can choose how to react on every situation. Your attitude, your perspectives, your choices in life, because they shall be your destiny. Things that have yet to happen is still in your hands. So according to Harvard University studies, 85 year of Harvard University studies, it's already 85 ha, because 10 years ago na itong graphics. So the happiest and healthiest people on earth are those who invest in relationship. So as what Angela have told us a while ago, do not entertain negativity, but instead have the positivity, make your relationship go strong every day, and have it invested in your family, in your marriage. So focus on your journey towards that family life you both want. How? By staying on course. Stay on your lane, straight ahead. Because your future is totally in your hands. Okay, I know everyone would agree. Agree? Can I see the raise of your hands? Can I see the raise hands there? Wow, yes. Yes, more? More? Wow. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, happy life, happy marriage, happy family is a decision. And it is your priority. So, that's my family. That's our family. We have 3 kids, 3 children. We have 3 boys. And now, I am carrying a baby girl to complete our family. So, we have 3 boys and 1 girl. So, thank you so much for everyone. And the one that I have told you a while ago, we already applied that. That's why we have 3 boys. It's always in our ovulation period. So just no matter what, you have to check with your OB/GYN, and also have to check your ovulation period. your ovulation tracker. um, for Tyrone and Jessica, do you have something to say?
I think we're good. I think, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much. So can I hear from you? Can I hear feedback on about the whole discussions about the whole seminar that you have right now? So can I have words from you?
Yes, you can.
For we have Tyrone and Jessica here first. Can I hear from you?
Yeah, I guess we've learned a lot from this session. Mainly sa how to deal with problems, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Or what we can prevent in the future,
Mm-hmm.
and how to deal with problems, I guess. So
Okay,
it's a
so
very enlightening afternoon.
okay. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
So we have um can I just have it in my list, no? Para hindi ako malito, no? Can we have Jose and Jamie? Are you here? Joey, no? Is that Joey and
Yeah, we're here.
okay, so can we hear about you? What's your feedback?
Well, for me, this is a good session. So I think this is a good start, or this is the first step, before we go into a marriage life. So I think this is a good guide as well. So yeah, it's very, very good, very good. Good thing that we have this kind of, seminar here in the Philippines. It's a good
Yes,
start.
thank you, Joey.
Yeah.
I know Jamie is not really feeling well, but I really congratulate you that you still attended this session. So, Jamie, do you have anything to add?
Yes, I know, no. The session is quite refreshing to us. Being together for 9 years already, no.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of inputs then, and of course, very helpful talaga with the upcoming union. So thank
Ayun.
you.
Okay, so thank you so much then, Jamie. And we have Nino and Kathleen here. This is Kathleen, Camille, Nino, Carlo. Oh, you have yeah, long name. I hear from you? This is Nino, Carlo. Kathleen, Camille. Okay, so maybe let's have from Rene Ross. Are you here? And Orlin?
Yep, we're here.
Okay, so your takeaways, your feedback for this seminar.
Yep. So yeah, we're very thankful that we have this seminar. It was very informative, a lot of learnings, and we've really taken about this, even the earlier seminar as well.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate it. Definitely, we will bring this along the way during our marriage. And thank you very much for this session. That's a great one.
Yes, thank you so much, Erlene. And do you have something to add pa ba? Rene?
Sorry, it was an incoming call. My phone.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All good. We're all good here. Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. How about Gio and Nana?
Me first. Personally, I learned a lot in these sessions. It's very productive and the discussions are very comprehensive. And I believe it will actually give us more confidence on our next chapter of life as a husband and wife later on. And wanna personally thanks the group for a very interactive session. And maybe that's it. Thank you.
Yes, for Nana, you have something to add?
Yeah, I actually agree what Joe mentioned, and yeah, really thankful to the Miss Koa and also the another speaker. Yeah, thanks for all the informations and also your efforts. And yeah, I truly wish that everyone else here we can really start a good family and have a good start and have a pretty ending. Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Nana. I hope that all the discussions a while ago that I know some of it are in Tagalog, but I hope Gio could help, you know. Gio translated it for you.
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
yeah. Thank you.
Well, yes, thank you so
Worry.
much. Yes. And can I have Mike and Fish? Mike and Fisha?
Hi. Yeah. I like the dynamics of the seminar.
Mm.
It's very relatable and very informative. And I think Mike did a good job.
Well, thank you so much for that. Mike, you had something to
Marco.
say?
Oh, no, I thought it was a good session and I thought it was fun also. I like a lot of stuff I already know, of course, because yeah,
Mhm.
I'm not a young guy, but I think it's beneficial and stuff, especially for a lot of people who don't know how things work. But yeah, I thought it was a good conversation, especially like the last part.
Yeah. Yes. Did you enjoy the homework? Because have
Yes,
you
we
also
did.
enjoy? Yes.
No,
Of
no, no,
course.
but it's really interesting. I
Yes.
can talk to this, but same to your husband. I can go probably if I would talk to your husband, I would be talking like for 3 months non-stop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. Would really look forward to seeing and meeting you here in the Philippines.
Yeah, next year
Yeah.
it's coming closer and closer. I was there like a few
Mm.
months ago and I want to go back now already. Because it's like winter time coming over here, so I need some more sun and yeah. You know it.
Yes. Okay, so thank you so much. And again, congratulations to you. Then,
Thank you,
yes,
thank you.
thank you, Mike and Trish. Now, let's have
Thank you.
Lucas and Princess.
Should I start?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you have to renew yourself from earlier.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Well, I'm actually a little bit in shock and a little bit scared about the future.
Yeah.
So I probably took the marriage thing a bit too lightly, and
Yes.
but it was a bit of wake up call, and I know that we cannot take marriage as granted, so we need to put in commitment and
Yes.
work hard on it, and to make sure that it's going to work out.
Yes.
And I haven't really thought about this much before, but yeah, thanks to the seminar, that makes me think a little bit. And I might back out of the wedding, Princess.
Oh, Prince.
No, it's yeah. I will work hard, and I will take your advice. Thank you very much, and I will work hard on what you and put into work what you told us. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. And of course, welcome to you. Welcome to the both of you. You have something to add, of course, Princess.
Nothing at all. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Lucas and Princess. Now let's have do we have here Michael and Josimar?
We're here.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
yeah, what's your feedback for the whole?
Yeah, it's actually good because like, we've been together for 15 years. And we
Yes,
actually
yes.
have 9 years old daughter. So yeah, it's refreshing and it took us this long to actually getting married.
And but yeah, this I mean you're the way you present the material has been good, and you've been very, y'all both put it in a very entertaining way, which keeps everyone, involved and listening. So it's very good.
Yes, so thank you. So can we have Joha and April? Joha and April Joy? April Joy Bascos.
Yes. It's pronounced Yuha.
Ah,
She's here.
Yuha. Okay.
Yes, that's Betty.
Yuha.
I think I'm gonna go first. So, like what I said to like Petri or Yuha earlier before we took this is that we can crash course our way to marriage life or like school or our way to that. So at least in this seminar, it provided us with like information and some good insights that we can apply to our marriage life. So initially we took these seminars kind of like compliance for like our the wedding ceremony that we're gonna do here in the Philippines, but we have some change of plans. But anyway, since we already paid for it, then we just took this one, and yeah, I'm glad that we're doing this right now because of those informative lessons and like the insights we get that we can apply to our marriage life.
Well, thank you. How about you, huh?
Well, I don't really have anything to add.
Okay. Yes. So thank you so much to that. And then now we have here Jesus, and can I do that? Jesus and Melody.
Yes, it's Jesus.
Ah, Jesus. Okay, Jesus and Melody.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. For me, I'm so glad, and it's really loud and clear for me that I get that information at this seminar, that now I learn a lot, and I learn about what is marriage life.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
Yeah, for me, it was a real good course. Y'all taught a lot of good stuff, and it was entertaining. So thank God for you having this course for us, and I appreciate it. I like the massages the best. That always pays.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
So thank you. Thank you. Daniel and Blesses. Daniel and Bless.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Hear your feedback.
Yeah, it was great. A lot of little information that they don't really put out there, and the whole marriage certificate, putting the checks, which one to put, which one not to put. You on actual paperwork, you really don't want to mess that up too bad.
Do you have any question about that, or it is all clear to you?
No, ma'am. That was well said, and it answered quite a few questions.
Thank you. Thank you. Now we have the Dragon and the April Joy. You're on mute.
Alright.
Yeah.
As I was saying, that was a great explanation, especially the part of the needs and of the husband and wife, and especially the respect and how we will manage our family together. Yeah. Thank you for the explanation.
Yeah. Dragon, you want
That's
to
it.
add something?
I was just currently in the CR right now.
Okay. So we have thank you for that. We have Kevin here, Kevin and Rika.
Yeah, well, for us, I'm really thankful for this event. It's enlightening and regarding the marriage, rules, laws, resolutions of conflict, and understanding our partner's needs. Yeah, I'll make sure to remember these informations as well, and also to apply this on our marriage. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so thank you so much. Do you have something to add, Rika?
Yeah, currently she is at the CR, so I don't think she.
Okay, so you think you have already given your feedback. Okay, so thank you. Now let's have Benedict and Grace.
Okay, so she said I'll go first.
Okay.
So, yep, thank you for your time today. And I've learned a lot, and we'll probably still learn a lot more together along the way. And even after this session, we'll still be discussing about some of the topics that were discussed here today. So, yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Okay, let me hear from Grace.
Actually, I find it very educational and inspirational as well. I have lots of good realizations, and I hope that it would help us along the way, especially for us uh, who got engaged at age of 24. Then it's also good that you conducted the seminar in an online manner because I'm working overseas. I'm so excited to get married on November.
Congratulations. Yeah. So thank you. Now let's have Christian and Janine. Christian and Janine.
Okay, I'll go first. Wait, I'll go first. So yeah.
Hey, love, how are you? Hello.
So
Yeah, because I'm in Spain and she's there, so I'm just say bye bye. How are you? You okay?
I'm good. But I'll
Nice.
go. Anyway, so I really appreciate all your efforts in conducting this session. It was very informative, and yeah, I learned a lot from this session, and I'm pretty sure we'll be discussing a lot as well after this Zoom call. But yeah, this was an insightful lessons. I've learned a lot, and we will continue to learn as well. I'm glad that we had this seminar with you instead of doing this in my city because I I know how it works in my city, and I right now I've decided that this is more fun. This is more interactive with with all the participants, and yeah, you've discussed all our responsibilities as a married couple, and yeah, it was very. I'm very thankful for all your efforts, and we appreciate the assignments as well. So thank you very much. That's
Okay.
all.
Thank you, Janine. Now can we have two questions?
Well, I would like just to say a few things. That we really like your seminary. It was so nice and fun as well. Okay, and I think for us was a joy to know that there was an online seminar because at the beginning, some people told us that it was only possible to be physical. I mean, presentially in the office. So for people like us, foreign is quite complicated to travel just for 2-3 days.
Yes.
So thanks for doing this. Doing the next years, please. Okay. So I recommend you for everybody. All right.
Yeah.
Of course,
Thank you.
I hope you send me a small commission, okay, for that. But everything is okay.
Don't worry about it.
All right. Thanks so much. Okay, I'm so happy, honestly.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Christian. Now
Okay.
thank you. Now let's have from Marvin and Roxanne. Are you here? Yeah, Marvin, Sam.
Yeah, can you hear me? Sorry. Yeah. Sam is in the restroom right now, but hopefully she comes back in time. But yeah, first off, I'd like to congratulate everyone here for spending time and, of course, learning more about the insights in marriage. And yeah, we as a couple, we definitely look forward to working on this new venture, or the responsibilities as well as the um, challenges that we'll be undertaking in the future. But yeah, we look forward to it, and yeah, hopefully everyone as well has a very good learning from this, that yeah, would help all of us in our future relationships as married couples. That's all. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Marvin. Okay, so let's have from Andre. Oh, is Andre and Angela here also? I think none. Not William. Are you here? William and Ava?
Hi, hello, good afternoon,
Yeah.
everyone. Yeah, the seminar is really helpful and informative. Especially, we learned a lot of things in just a small amount of time. Especially, we were getting married hopefully by next month. I believe we are ready for our next chapter after we hear this seminar. That's all I can say. Thank you so much.
Wow, so thank you. Will. How about Ava? You have something to say?
Okay. Doing this session is really of a great experience. It's very informative. I have learned many insights from all of the details that you presented. And this will be a good guide for everyone. And also, I like that this is a very interactive session. It's nice to meet and hear perspective from other people. And this is a very great dynamic group. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, so welcome, Ava. So I think did I left some okay, so did I forget something or someone? Did everything have their feedback na? Yeah, I think so, because we have already completed my list. So can we have a photo session? Maybe you can have yourself ready for the photo op as our documentation. Wait for a while. I'll just ask my husband.
Yeah.
Hey, Angelo, how are you? You back
Hi.
again?
Let's have a group
We're
photo shoot.
missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you for that. So let's have a group photo shoot. Ready? Smile. 1, 2, 3. One more. All right. Congratulations again.
The second page.
On the second page pa.
Yeah, you have the second page.
Dami natin,
Yeah.
One, 2, 3. One more. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so
for
much.
listening. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
See you soon. Hope to see you soon all.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy your
Bye,
big
bye, bye,
day.
bye, bye.